2,000 years ago, and in the Middle Ages, and the Mongols in China using bioweapons on their enemies. And then today, the public's like, oh, there's no such thing as bioweapons from governments. It's only little men in caves. And then the last big bio attack we had in 2001, the anthrax attacks, the White House admits they were on Cipro to fight it. 3 weeks before it popped up, it turned out to be the most weaponized version of anthrax ever seen, to the certified, patented U.S. government Fort Detrick, Maryland variant. So they just have the MO, the history, the past. They get the gain out of it, get the power, these vaccine companies. Dr. Carley, let's talk about where you see all this going when we get back as we track the latest developments and information. We're trying to confirm right now what Press TV is saying. The World Health Organization is set to raise the swine flu alert to level 5. That's forced inoculations and martial law. Forrest in Texas. Forrest, you're on the air. Welcome.
Howdy, Alex. Great to be on your show.
Good to talk to you.
Yeah. Well done last night on the Coast to Coast AM. It was great how you and Steve Quayle brought up all the documented evidence and putting all the pieces together, how it's all interconnected of what's going on and when and where and how and why it's all going on.
Now, that was a fast-paced show. I mean, me and Steve were like piranhas with the information.
Absolutely. Now, yes, this bioengineered vaccine flu, things that's been going on. Well, it's taken people's minds off of all the other bad news. Now, at the same time, our only choice is to have these tough times making us stronger. So to forgive past friends and neighbors and relatives and just show unconditional love and to get over all these things of the world.
I mean, people release hormones, as the doctor can attest, under stress. Women don't feel good about themselves. Men are trying to, people are insecure. It's really a depressing thing. Need to feel good, feel happy. That boosts the immune system. Need to get plenty of sleep. Dr. Carley, as an MD, can you give folks some advice on, ways to boost their immune system? Ways, get sleep, oil of oregano. What do you say from your research?
Well, there's never been a more important time to detoxify yourself, and I do consults for people to teach them how to do that on an individual level. But now's the time to make sure you have access to organic food that is critically important, good water, stay away from the white coats and all of their drugs, because all of these drugs have psychiatric side effects, and that's something that people don't realize. You were talking with Dr. Deagle about the psychiatric effects of Tamiflu earlier. People are under mind control as well from television. There's so many ways that they're bringing us down.
By the way, they admit Tamiflu has a hallucinogen in it. And then, of course, cops go crazy and kids go crazy. And they're going to have cops out on the force on this stuff preemptively so they, quote, don't get it. And they're going to wonder, this is going to be bad.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I have the physician's desk reference right in front of me, 2009 edition. The psychiatric side effects of Tamiflu are delirium, including symptoms such as altered levels of consciousness, confusion, abnormal behavior, delusions, hallucinations, agitation, anxiety, and nightmares. So this is the drug they're trying to tell us that we should take. And one thing I just want to mention, Alex, I haven't heard any of the other guests you've had on the show before ask a question about. What is the vaccine history of all of these people that are getting this strange flu? Were those people in Mexico given some kind of regular flu vaccine? Were these travelers, they're telling us that all these travelers from the states that now have this virus, that they all went to Mexico? Were they told to get a vaccine to go to Mexico?
Well, let me expand on that. The last two big swine flu outbreaks, 76 and 18, as you know, on record, they admit this, were triggered by vaccines. So... Yeah. And at military bases. So that's the first thing we should be asking.
Yes. And one other thing I just want to inform the listeners, there's something called liposomes that they can make vaccines out of. And I found out about this from my medical dictionary. There's a term, lipovaccines. They can actually take a little shell of lipid and they can put things into that for delayed introduction of the antigen into the body. So there's a very good possibility that they timed this all out, that they could give people lipo vaccines with a time release element to it to deliver the antigen to
Isn't
the person.
That associated from research with that type of wasp that goes and injects a type of virus that is slow delayed for after its larva hatches out in the caterpillar?
Yes, And if you go to my website, you can see a political cartoon of a white-coated mosquito. I mean, basically, that's what they're doing. So what I suspect is that this was all timed, as I said before. I think they were planning on calling it a bird flu pandemic, but because of the Baxter faux pas, they had to change it now to a combo virus. And I suspect what they're probably going to do, because I've done many shows on this with Dr. Deagle and Dr. Ott, they already have millions of doses of the bird flu vaccine stockpiled. What I suspect they'll do is just change the label, stick on another label, and just give that as well. And that's what's going to kill.
Well, they've been caught doing that. I mean, the last 6 years, it hadn't even been the right flu vaccine they come up with, but people still line up and take it. Then, of course, have their seizures and die. Be right back. Okay, we got big problems now, folks. This just in. It's up on Infowars.com. Kurt Nimmo just sent it to me. They did a bad thing. Because if this thing is person to person like they say it is, and it appears they are covering up just how many people are really sick and in trouble. You know, we've said that if it starts killing people in the U.S. the way it's wildly spreading, then we got a problem. 2 L.A. County deaths possible related to swine flu, coroner says. But that's good news. They're not confirming it's from swine flu, but maybe it's a cover-up. Maybe it's hype. You don't know with a lying criminal government. The Los Angeles County Coroner's Office is investigating 2 recent deaths that officials say can be related to the recent global swine flu outbreak. However, no tests have come back positive for the swine flu. Then why are they saying this? And medical examiners have not officially determined the cause of the deaths. Update, 9:30 a.m. Coroner spokesman Craig Harvey said his office will collect specimens from the deceased and send them to the county public department. Are they Hispanic? Because if it's this is really going to be a race-specific if it only is killing Hispanics, which was determined whether either person died from the swine flu. If so, the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention would be notified, Harvey said. Coroner spokesman Craig Harvey said Bellflower Medical Center reported the death of 33-year-old Long Beach resident Monday afternoon from symptoms resembling swine flu. The man was taken to the hospital Saturday complaining of shortness of breath and lymphoma, whatever that means. Doctors later diagnosed the patient with pneumonia, Harvey said. And now it says somebody else has died, but it doesn't say who. The man died April 22nd. Let me go ahead and print that for me, guys. Let me go ahead and go to this other one here. He sent me another one. Oh, boy. We'll continue to track that as it unfolds. Lauren in Colorado, you're on the air with our guest, Dr. Rebecca Carley.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good deal. Praise be to the master intelligence of the universe for letting me be able to speak to you, and praise to you on your good work, Alex. What I wanted to talk about here was these are my own opinions because I'm not a medical professional, but I have studied virology to a certain degree. And I think everybody needs to be very concerned about taking any kind of enforced vaccinations. The reason for that is that basically the strain that's going around is showing to have an extremely good transmissivity. And if by chance there is a H5N1 virus in these vaccinations, well,